Who's it? It's Black Steaze, your boy. Coming here just to have a young chat about what I've been through the journey of chopping up ambidextrous, what brought me to the decision to start ambidextrous, and what the vision and aim is. As you see, there is a lot of reinvention and bringing about of new innovation as well. I came from places that I'd like to believe are beneath the par, as they say. They look down on us, we chortle upon, and before you open your mouth, you are something that does not have a lot of essence. Now, black child, as I come to you, I tell you, through life, you have to assemble yourself. We have never been given the tools to find, equipped, and prepare ourselves for real life. We find ourselves in the most prodigal of situations in between years of 19 and 21, where as males, the black boy is competing with men that are out of their range. And the black girl is finding that her value right now is at her peak. Now, what this creates is a disjointment in the concurrent generation that's growing, which is not a problem unless it's feasted upon by the predators and society trying to disenable black youth. Seeing how we refused to take part in what I call the triple E. I shouldn't call it refusing to take part, but triple E should have always been to empower, educate, and eradicate. Empower black children, give them necessary skills and tool sets and skill sets to get them to the point that they can compete with their adversaries. Because as you go to other countries and as you see in the news, our kids are constantly getting dumber. Gradually, the marks are going down. The only thing that's going up is pregnancy rates. So we're at the point where rand to dollar is getting bigger than 25 rand. And we ask ourselves, what is the intervention? Empowerment, eradication, education. Triple E, we need to build societies. We need to build cliques. We need to build outreach programs to these kids that tell them, listen, your dream is possible. You might not know what form, what product it brings, but you are in the journey within that 12 years of a school journey of assembling yourself. Instead of looking out to things that we can partake later on in life, I believe that we need to remind our youth that at their young age or at the basis, at the critical ages is where we should be educating our children, giving them the cornerstones of principles and what they want to achieve in life. Otherwise, you find people in institutions willy-nilly not knowing what they stand for because they've been finger-fed and they've been spoken for and they've been thought for all their lives. Ambidextrous Chat with Steaze came about not to fight with anyone, but to just push this triple E agenda. I come not to fight anyone. I come bearing fruit and a challenge to my own. I might not be right. I will not be right all the time. But it's people like me who want to start a conversation, who want to say, like, we are tired of being called delinquents, people that don't contribute to society. I am here and I'm saying I'm raising my hand. Let's spark a fire. Let's burn mics. Let's ignite minds. Black child, you are great, but like Bantu Biko said, you are on your own. On to the next point. I went to some stuff from 2019 when I came back to school, right? I was doing my second degree, my first one. I'd like to believe I wasn't as invested. I realized that I don't want to be an accountant. I don't see myself. The money's good. It looks nah there, but I don't see myself in a suit and tie every day. And I came to human movement sciences and sports coaching. And I believed I'd find myself there because I really have always been the sports freak. I love this thing. I've lived it from a young age. I consume all forms of sports, MMA, anything. And you will see this. It'll continue to come and rise in the change of content, in the reinvention, as I've spoken of. But let's say when you first come to varsity, we know exactly what the first 6 months is like. It's not, we are not at our best peak. Stumbled, fell back 2020, tried to regroup, COVID hit, and I've been stumbling back to my feet ever since. But in the stumbling to my feet, I found beautiful parts of myself. I reignited the poet in myself. I reignited the rapper. I reignited the artist and the creative, the person I never let live because I was way too smart in it. I got the marks. You know, when you get the marks and you in top tens, you looked at it as, man, he's gonna become something. And then you grow up and be like, nah, fuck that. I wanna be a creative. And people are like, what the fuck is he on? He's smoking too much weed. Yeah, I do. My bad. But this is what we're pushing and this is what I want to do. So I found a passion and like our all novices, I just jumped. I leaped into it, and to the outside, it looked like a duck. The theory is you're rowing mad underneath, but at the top, you're keeping this elegant poise. It was exactly that. Everything looked beautiful. The end product was beautiful, but I was just the product presenter. I took no part in production. I took no part in the back scenes. I knew not of the process. I knew not how to cook myself. No recipes, no sauces, no ingredients. I had nothing but skill and ambition, but nothing that cracked me up and gave me any form of fighting ability in this. Big shout out to Bayete Mabuza that got me across the line. Big shout out to Vogish Visuals, which we still conjoined with to the hip today. Big shout out to Ignatius JDIA. Big shout out to Flurry. Big shout out Pit. Big shout out to Ngobile, wherever you are, bro. Big shout out to all the homies that told me, yo, bro, you are different. You are breed. And that's what we need. We need kids to stop telling each other lies out there and create uncomfortable spaces in which we grow. 2022, I found myself a job. Had I had dropped out during 2022, I found a job and I worked. 2023, I went back to school. Dropped the project as well on my birthday. You might as well expect something and on my birthday next year as well. Yeah, but then the process started really intensifying and finding itself because I realized this is what I want to do. I did the research, and this is what I also want to emphasize on, is that the process behind the product is the hardest. This is the easiest form of it. What I had to do before I pull up here to produce this is the hardest part. And this is where many of us crack. This is what many of us are not equipped with. And this is where you need to double down, roll up your sleeves, and swing with all you got. If you really want this, if you're hungry for it, the art will speak for you. 2023, I worked, continued working, hustling, trapping, doing what I could, moving how we could, maneuvering. 2024, big year. I was supposed to graduate. I did graduate. I completed my degree. The only flop was I lost my mother about a month before we had to graduate, and I had to graduate in absentia. If you know me, you know that my mother has been a cornerstone of everything, even at my lowest, when I reckon I could have direct conversations with Satan himself. My mother was one person who saw human in me. So losing my cornerstone, my backbone, the one person who could see the good even when I was at my shallowest, it made me believe if I don't jump at it now, I'll become a memory and I'll be forgotten. So this might be the desperate tries of a kid from 5170 kuTsolo Kobele up until Ezincuka to say I existed. But my people, this lineage, this voice in my head says, I am different and I believe it. And I would like the world to know me, know what I believe in, know what I stand for, and what we're going to do for the kids. It's triple E wherever you go. You got to keep that when you have conversation with your friends. Empower, educate, eradicate. If you're not talking about that, rather leave the space. Danko. XXFR otherwise ndibuyile nesegment yokugqibela ke jonga ndibetha ngesixhosa ngoku ndiza nezinto ezimimaza ke ngoku ibhuda ijimile ibhuda ingene ejimini yathatha umconzo yayidibanisa nedrip siyapheka ngoku yabo, and you're going to be served a lot. I hope you're ready. I'm bringing a Poch artist I believe to be one of the hottest right now. I'm bringing a brother I believe is a different gravy. I'm bringing a street graduate. I'm bringing Mr. Champagne Kasi Champagne himself, uzondibulala umreno banondiva ndibiza kanje. But inja yam, iyazwakala nizabona xa sesifika uhlobo siyikhukha ngalo ke. And right now I'd also like to do a general disclaimer. Listen, I said this in the first 2 episodes. This is a medicine herb, don't abuse it. Align with yourself. Chakras, open the third eyes, because the third eye, this pineal gland is very important. Open the thing, align it, and you'll find yourself moving differently. Find yourself, black child. Stop pretending. Find yourself, my child.